Yep, and we beat
Wrecked
the
that
shit.
bitch into the wall.
He didn't wreck me into the wall.
He was talking some shit like...
I knocked the fucking Volcom hat off your retarded
We are live
head.
on Facebook.
He didn't do... Oh, apparently we are live on Facebook.
We are live on Facebook, I guess.
What'd they say? Days of Thunder, Rubbins Racing?
I
Yeah,
guess.
what happened? There was some old guy.
Yeah,
We were
some
standing there
dude-
waiting, and some guy just stopped his cart and got off in the
Yeah,
middle of it and
in the
started
middle of
walking
the
across the
track.
track. And they're like, "Hey, buddy, you can't do that." And he's like, "Fuck this place."
I've waited in long lines for this fuck shit, and I can't even drive this go-kart fast.
I remember when we went down to Orlando that time, and we paid for the 3 hours unlimited, so you could just
Yeah.
ride
It
as
was
much as you want.
fantastic.
Yeah, and I think they actually have wanted posters of us up there now. Like, because every time we get on, the guy was like, "You guys,
No
you know,
reckless driving.
no reckless
No
driving, no
bumping."
bumping," and it's no fun if you don't. Like when you were saying
Shit
that
up.
today, you had to start in the back.
Yeah.
That way, you could just kind of work your way up. Otherwise, it's not really any fun.
No, we just got in the back like we did back in the day. You know, we fall back, and once we get out of sight of the people, we just beat the shit out of each other. I was telling Brandon, I wish like the people who are waiting in line there. Whoa, what's going on?
I don't know.
The people who are waiting in line there, they should give them pool noodles and let us drive by them and then whack us in the fucking face, just to make the experience a little bit better.
All
I just
right.
thought that would be fun.
Let's see.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, good times. Okay,
Are we all live on Facebook?
we are
Oh,
going,
wait a
guys.
minute.
So
I don't know.
It's all black, though.
No video.
Okay. I don't know why. This fucking new technology.
Yeah.
Save your data limit, go audio.
Go up there and hit True Brew. Just type in True Brew. There you go.
It's all black, though.
Oh, there we go.
oh man. Okay, we got
Yeah,
some.
all right. Well,
Is that what we got?
yeah, so we're live. We got one person watching. Let's see who's watching.
Oh, who's
Got
watching?
to my right.
Tim Fowler.
Oh, there's 2 people watching.
We're the only people
The
watching
only
our
2 people.
podcast.
Oh well, fuck it. Y'all knew. We told you weeks ahead of time.
I just watch it the next
So
day.
is that what everyone's seeing right now?
Yeah, I don't know why. Let's find out.
Oh, no.
Oh man.
I want to put my dick in a blender.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm not seeing.
How's that?
How's that?
There we go. Now we're
Got
in
some
business.
bid?
Now we're in business.
It's got to catch up, though. I think.
Yeah, it's trying to catch up for a second. So if you're just joining us, we're getting a little bit late start. This is True Brew, where the beer is cold and the truth is told. Real topics, real talk, and real guys drinking beer. Go around the table again. To my immediate right, Mr. Ryan Moody, joining us for the first time, our first guest here on the True Brew podcast. To my left, the always talented and beautiful Richard Givens.
Hey.
And to my far right is my little brother, Brandon Givens. Say hello, Brandon.
Hey, guys.
All right. So, a few topics that we talked about last week. If you didn't catch up on the episode last week, talked about hobos, people with ridiculous vehicles, and coworkers who suck.
Ryan said he had a hobo story.
Hobo story.
You
Oh,
wanna-
yeah.
You want to tell that or no?
Yeah, I'll tell it.
Tell it, tell it.
Let's hear it.
I beat the ever living fuck out of a hobo one night. Not proud of it, but I was riding on a train and we were talking about the hobo that was killing people and dumping bodies a couple years before.
Oh shit.
And we went over a defect detector and it told us we had a defect in our train. So I had to stop and walk it. It's 2 o'clock in the morning in the middle of nowhere.
So you work for CSX.
Yeah, I work for a railroad.
A railroad. Okay, a railroad. Still currently employed.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
But it said we had a hot bearing. So when you're walking a train at night, you ain't going to trip over nothing. You just walk. I had my flashlight turned off. And if it was hot, you'd be able to see it glowing.
Yeah.
Well, there was a guy riding the train, and he didn't know I was walking, and he jumps off and lands on me.
Oh fuck.
And I've got this big-ass lantern that's got a big loop on it, holds a 6-volt battery. And I just like pulled Bruce Lee on his ass with the pretended it was the nunchucks, and he's yelling, I'm yelling, I'm running away, and he's on the ground. What the fuck, man? I said, you jumped down on top of me. He said, man, I was just trying to take a piss while we were stopped.
So there's here recently, and one of the subjects we're going to talk about today kind of ties into it. One of my favorite movies is I think it's because I'm getting older, but I'm looking for that sense of adventure. So I've been watching a lot of like hopping on train videos, like these college kids who jump on and just travel across the country, and then you have actually people who ride the train to get from place to place and stuff like that. Do you have a lot of problems with that?
Man, we run into people all the time. As long as they don't mess with nothing, I'm cool with them riding the train. It ain't my job
That's
to get
pretty
them
cool.
off of it.
So what is a bull? I hear that
is
term a lot.
That is a railroad police officer.
Now, if a
So they only have jurisdiction over the railroad?
They have a federal jurisdiction.
Oh.
So they have more jurisdiction than state trooper, all that. They're state.
Oh.
So if somebody gets caught on the train, what if the bull catches them? They'll arrest them.
Most time the bull will take them off and say, "Hey man, you just can't be riding the train. You gotta get off. Can I take you somewhere?"
That's pretty cool.
I know one. He's a pretty cool guy. The last one he got there in Valdosta, he's like, "Man, you can't be riding the train." He's like, "I'm just trying to get home to wherever." He's like, "Well, I can take you to this location. Maybe you can get a bus ticket. But here, let me buy you a hot cup of coffee. It's cold. You've been riding this train." And he just says, "Please don't come on the property no more."
Now, have you seen? I mean, I know it can be dangerous riding the train. I mean, there's a lot of things that can go wrong. Have you seen anybody get seriously hurt or killed on the train that was riding the train like that?
Man, I've killed the shit out of people.
You ever come across hobos fucking?
Yeah. That's
No,
what I'm
I
gonna ask.
haven't. But
He sounds disappointed.
one
day I
I would
will.
like to watch it.
Now, have you ever found any dead people on the train?
Last July, we were coming back from an industry. We're coming over Withlacoochee River, and I'm looking off in the ditch because there's big ass alligators in the ditches. And I look over at my engineer. I said, "Man, that dude's dead." He said, "What do you mean?" I said, "There's a dead dude floating down there." "Are you messing with me?" I said, "No, stop back up." We only had 4 cars, so we stopped, backed up. Sure enough, that dude was down there in the ditch, just floating around.
That's badass.
All right, looks like we got a comment. Looks like Tiff says she can't see us. Okay, now she can.
That's Bobby.
Oh, that's Bobby.
Yes,
That's
Bobby.
right, that's
What's
right.
up, Bobby?
What's up, Bobby?
Home girl.
She can't see us. Okay, now she can.
That's my gangster friend from work. She'll straight kill you and stuff.
Tap tap.
So let me tell you a story about her. I won't say when. Last week, this lady came in, and she looked suspicious. She had 2 bags. She sat one bag. She's like, "You mind if I sit my bag at the front counter while I use the restroom?" We're like, "Okay."
Jordan Bossman is watching. You're a fat fuck, Jordan.
What's up, Jordan?
What's up?
Anyways, so this lady sits her bag at the front desk, and she's got this other big bag over her shoulder. So we're thinking, okay, well, what are you doing with that bag? So she says, I need to use the restroom. So she goes back towards the restroom, but then she ducks off real quick. We don't see where she goes. So I go back to my furniture desk, and she comes around the corner out of the HBC. That's where they like to steal all the cosmetics.
HBC is what?
Home and beauty
Okay.
Whatever
Gotcha.
bullshit. So she goes in the bathroom. Well, she's been in there for a long time. So Bobby's like, I'm going to go in there and see what the fuck that bitch is doing. So Bobby literally goes over there and kicks the fucking door open. It's like, bow! You hear it. Boom!
Busted.
And
What's
she walks
up,
up in there. And the
bitch?
bitch is brushing her teeth with toothpaste that she stole from us. So
Is she homeless though?
Oh, well, we don't know. So
She can't afford a fucking.
So we get out. She comes out. Bobby walks out by my desk. The lady comes out, and she just gives Bobby this smirk and kind of laughs at her, And Bobby thinks I'm just shooting her up, but she really did that. So Bobby follows her around. And the lady's like, "You're harassing me, blah 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 blah." And she's like, "I ain't harassing you. You just need to get out." So they start. You hear them yelling out the front door. She grabs her bag, and they go out front. And then I start hearing a bunch of commotion. So I go look out front. Bobby's got this bitch by the back of her head. And pushing her face into the fucking wall out on the sidewalk. Literally pushing her face in the fucking wall. I guess the lady was yelling at her about some shit, you know, calling her a bitch. And Bobby's like, you ain't gonna call me a fucking bitch, you know, starts pushing her fucking face into the wall. And then the lady starts going on down the road and she starts yelling stuff like, the devil's gonna fuck you in the ass. And,
To Bobby?
to
yeah.
Bobby, yeah.
That's what I'm talking
You know
about.
Bobby a sticker?
That was a good story, Bobby, right?
You should
Stick
have.
a fucking shank in you,
She
bitch.
said yes. Also, Kelsey is watching.
Oh, hey, baby.
What's up, Kelsey?
What's up?
Thanks for joining in. If you're just tuning in, this is True Brew, where the beer is cold and the truth is told. Real topics, real talking, real guys drinking beer. If you're easily offended, this has a lot of adult content, adult language, maybe this is not for you. We just try to keep it real on here. If you want to follow us after the show, go to podbean.com, True Brew, the True Brew podcast on Podbean for audio. Jordan Bosserman says, hey,
Yeah,
Brandon, we can smell you through the screen. Damn, Ricky, Bobby want a bee pussy. What?
Damn, Ricky, Bobby want to be a pussy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you tell Bobby she's a pussy,
He's
bitch.
calling you a
Bobby will
woman,
fucking cut you, Jordan
Yeah,
Bosserman.
fucking cut your fucking fat ass and pork chops will fall out, you fat fuck.
Is he calling you Ricky Bobby from go-kart racing or
Damn,
what's he
Ricky,
talking
Bobby,
about?
what a...
Thanks, Tiff. Yeah, this Jordan guy, man, he's a real punk. You
He's a
won't like
real
him.
piece of shit.
Yeah, he used to be in a punk band with me, but he was too fat to keep up with the beat, so like we had to like quit.
Yeah, couldn't double.
Titties
Yeah, he
kept
could-
falling
he couldn't
out,
keep a
hitting,
two-step.
hitting the drum set.
Circle pits.
Speaking of pits, next weekend I'm going to go see As I Lay Dying.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're gonna be in Jacksonville,
Yep,
1904,
I
right?
got my ticket.
That dude just got out of prison
Yep.
for trying to have his wife killed.
Bobby said he'll put one in, or she'll put
Make
one
it
in
official,
his
man.
dome.
All right, topics today on this podcast. We're going to talk about censorship. We're going to talk about hand jobs.
Or
And we're going to
HJs.
talk about movies that happened on an island. So when we
Not
get to
on
those
an
subjects,
island.
if you want to chime in, give us your
Is
favorite
that what
movies.
you took from that?
What's that?
Movies that happened on an island?
Yeah.
No.
That
No.
happened on an island?
No,
What
these are
What
movies, like a couple movies that you could take to an island and watch forever. Just those movies. So I think you fucked up.
Oh,
What
if you
the-
could take two movies to an island.
Yeah.
But why would you? Why would you even talk about that?
No,
Take-
I thought it was like if you could,
Oh shit, we got some miscommunication. So
What's your
Tim's gonna
two-
be going off script.
if your two favorite,
No,
if
not
your two
not.
favorite
I mean-
movies that happened on an island.
No,
You know, if that be the case, you could watch a shitload of movies on a fucking island.
but only two movies you could bring and watch for the rest of your life.
So
and
it's
you'd
kind of
be
like
happy
one of
with.
those things. If you can only take two things, my bad, man. I thought
Yeah, you've got
Oh,
a man
fuck.
crush.
So you're
on
saying you
Leonardo
could watch
DiCaprio.
any movie?
I mean, if it's a good movie, yeah.
He just said you got a man crush on Leonardo DiCaprio.
I do have a man crush.
Yeah, probably because one of his favorite movies is going to be Gangs of New York.
No, we could no. My movies are gonna be. I can change it now, but
Well,
my
don't
movies,
say it
Beat
yet.
sucked.
Nah.
Jason Smith, what's
I
up, bro?
love Gangs of New York. Matter of
Jason
fact, I
Smith
watched
is
the
on.
fucking Aviator today for the first time.
Aviator.
That was
badass
good.
movie. Howard
And then I had
Hawks.
Rebecca in
That
the
dude was fucking
background
crazy.
doing all the fact checks. You know,
Yeah.
why he pissed in fucking milk bottles and saved it. I
Yeah.
don't get it. Hey, Chris, what's up, buddy? Thanks for joining the True Brewcast.
Jason Smith is on.
We actually were just talking about you,
Jason
so I'll
Smith,
be.
right?
No, Chewbacca. The dude with the furry arms, the little kid that lived down the road from
Oh,
us.
that guy with the huge fucking eyebrows.
Yeah.
What's up, dude?
Yep, he's on.
Your
What's up,
eyebrows
Wookie?
still huge as fuck?
Yep.
Anyways, let's start talking about some shit.
Yeah,
Let's
let's
talk
start
about
talking about some shit.
All right, this is a topic that I brought. I want to talk about censorship and how it's changed over the years from like when you were a kid until now. You know, like the things that could be said on TV from like the 50s to present time and how they've changed.
And what you see now on TV.
Oh yeah,
Like, I remember, like back in the day, they couldn't even show like I Love Lucy. They couldn't show I Love Lucy. Couldn't show her pregnant. When she got pregnant, that was like a taboo thing. They, you know, you couldn't say the word pregnant. You could say with child
Yeah.
or what's another?
bearing or something
You
like
could
that.
say with child. You could say expecting,
Yeah.
but you could not say the word pregnant. The
You know, another thing I want to
to
bring up is around that time, Dick Van Dyke. They didn't sleep in the same bed. They had separate beds.
No, and I think what was the first one? There was a first couple that was shown on TV that slept in the same bed.
Probably fucking Gomez and Morticia or some
I
shit.
can't remember what it was, but I do know the first cartoon one that it was Wilmer and Fred Flintstone.
You think like on the Monsters, like Herman and fucking Lillian were like fucking getting it on, like
Oh, I'm sure.
I mean, how was that?
And
What
actually,
did that look like?
I think
that?
they showed them in bed together. Didn't
I
they?
think
Yeah,
that,
I think they did.
I think that little hand that ran around
That was
was giving them all hand jobs.
we'll get to that later.
Getting them all finger blasting.
We got Jason Smith joining us. What's up, Jason? Thanks
He
for
said-
joining the True Brew podcast.
He's
I'm sure you know everyone here. Brandon to my far right, my brother Ricky to my left, and our special guest, Mr. Ryan Moody, an old friend of mine that was on my paintball team way back in the day and would murder bitches.
he
What
wants
happened to
to
paintball, guys?
I think
Gas prices went through the fucking roof, and you couldn't afford to play it.
I don't know if that's it though.
Actually, the manager down at GameStop by my store, he actually came in the other day, and he was wearing, it was a black and gold Dynasty shirt.
That's cool.
Yeah,
How
I guess
old
they
is he?
changed their color. He looks around your age.
It's a young man sport now.
Well, that too, but I mean, if you're going to be competitive, it's a young man's sport. But since I've been out of it, I don't really follow it that like it almost. I mean, I know it exists, but it almost seems like it doesn't exist
Well,
anymore.
it all went to I think it's X-Ball now, where it's full auto. It's no skill to me.
Jimmy Sin said Dick Van Dyke's real name is Penis Con Lesbian.
Welcome to the show, George.
Oh, that's George.
Yeah, it's good old George.
I thought, okay, now I see his little face. What's up, George?
Jason wants to know when he's coming to talk shit with us.
Whenever you're ready, Jason.
Yeah.
He can't drink alcohol, so he's a pussy.
Because he's got a pussy between his legs.
Yeah, he's a pussy.
Wow,
Yeah, water.
dude.
And he said
Penis
his eyebrows
on
are on
We
fleek.
can, we
so
can bring in
fuck
some
you.
cranberry juice.
Bring in some apple juice.
He's on his period.
Some cranberry juice. Yeah, you got the.
Yeah, the reference.
The reference.
Why are you drinking cranberry juice? You on your period? That was a great movie. Okay, back to censorship.
Yeah.
What's another thing that's kind of... Oh, this is one thing. When Elvis first appeared on the Ed Sullivan Show,
What show is it?
obviously...
I don't know.
You know who Ed Sullivan is.
I know who Elvis is, but not.
Okay.
Brandon doesn't know who Ed Sullivan
And
is.
I mean,
guys.
you probably won't. I mean, and I mean, he was dead probably before I started watching TV. But
I'm 36, and I know who he is.
Well, I'm only 22.
Yeah, I'm
so-
35, and yeah. You ever watch Forrest Gump?
Yeah.
He was like when they showed Elvis. He was on.
yeah. The guy who like stood on there with his hands on his hips and.
He was like, "We've got a great show for you tonight.
Yeah.
Please stick
Anyhow,
around."
Oh yeah.
So
yeah.
Elvis, his first appearance, he was doing that
Come on
hip
now.
swaying shit, right? And I guess that the censors, the guys in the control group were like, "Nah, I can't do that, man. That's too provocative." So they're like focusing on his face, and after that, they locked on his face, and that was it. They wouldn't fucking change it.
Yeah. Oh well.
Um,
Weren't you talking about nipples earlier?
nipple slip, the Janet Jackson Super Bowl thing. Actually,
Right.
Huh?
Right. Yeah. I mean, but that, I mean, it's not like that was. I wouldn't say it was censorship. It was just a happening.
no,
Do you
but
think it?
they actually fined a lot of people for that. Like, they fined fucking CBS $550,000
For an
that.
accident.
And it was only on 1.1 second. I got some stats here. It was 1.01 seconds that the nipple showed, and it actually cost $10 million to the NFL and sponsors.
That's
fucking
fucking
insane.
crazy
Yeah,
for an
stupid.
accident.
Yeah, it was an accident. Fucking stupid.
And
Or
what'd you
was
see-
it?
And what?
I don't know.
Dun
It-
dun dun.
it's-
Hey
it's-
George, was
yeah.
it an accident? You're big on that conspiracy shit.
Well,
Jason Smith said his girls are making him ditch the show for Dr. Phil. Fuck a Dr. Phil.
Yeah, fuck Dr. Phil, you pussy.
You gotta drink your meat and eat your milk.
Yep.
I remember when
That's our motto.
they allowed the word shit to be said on primetime TV. June the 20th, 2001, South Park
Yep.
was able to say shit.
Speaking of South Park, there was another thing on South Park where I guess the censors said they had the prophet Muhammad or something. They were showing him in the episode on the Cartoon Wars episode,
Yeah.
and I guess you're not allowed to show that or whatever. But funny thing is, Trey Parker decided to slip him in. He's still on there. If you're a freeze frame junkie like I am, you'll find it in the opening credits where it shows all the residents of the town. They've slipped the little prophet Muhammad in there.
Oh, yeah.
Almost as like a fuck you
Dude, they don't give a fuck.
to the
dude.
censors.
Yeah, dude.
That's funny.
The thing that got me, I can remember like a turning point. It just blew my mind. Is I remember watching MTV one afternoon. This is actually, I don't know, 10 years ago. But one of those reality shows, like The Hills or something, was coming back on TV. But their promo was "The bitch is back," and they had the word "bitch" real big in block letters, and she came out and walked.
And who was
behind me.
that?
It was some like promo for a TV show, one of those reality shows on MTV.
Right.
And like, but yeah, she walks out in front of this big word that said "bitch," and you know, it just blew my mind that that's okay for like middle of the day TV now.
Yep.
Yeah,
Things are changing. I mean, as obviously as free spirited as we are, the way we talk on this fucking show, even me and you went, really? You can do that now?
Yeah,
It blew my mind.
yeah.
Here's a go way back. Everybody knows who Leave It to Beaver is. You know who Leave It to Beaver. There was a show where they were able to mail order like have a alligator shipped to them, a baby alligator shipped to them through the fucking mail.
Huh.
I mean, how often does that happen? Anyhow, so they kept it in the toilet of the back tank part of the toilet, whatever. And you weren't allowed to show toilets. I mean, we talked about that earlier. That was another thing where you weren't allowed to show
Yeah,
fucking
you couldn't
toilets.
show a toilet. And wasn't it All in the Family? The first time you heard of toilet flush?
Yeah. It was actually
And
Archie
what All in the
Bunker's.
Family was, what, 70s?
I want to know what the reason was for you couldn't show a toilet. Like,
Associated body parts.
for shit?
Probably, yeah.
I
Like he
mean-
said, it probably, you know,
But it's a natural thing you do every
led
day.
to think of ass, shit,
I mean, I think of that on a daily basis.
ass and shit.
I don't know,
You're
but
damn right.
what blows my fucking mind is you can have condom commercials and like sex lube commercials.
Oh, yeah.
Did I fucking say sex?
Here's the thing that here's the thing that gets me is like they'll show a tampon commercial. Like you'll be watching. I can remember when I was younger watching like Family Matters. You know, Steve Urkel just did a funny joke, or he do that? He didn't do that. I don't know what the fuck he said. And then right after when it went to a commercial break, and there was like, "Are you feeling not so fresh down there?" You know, like I'm watching a family show, and now they're talking about how your pussy stinks.
I don't know.
I seen a
I
discount.
watch Walking Dead, and then it's all of a sudden KFC.
I seen a I seen a cut Skittles commercial the other day. The dude was getting.
I remember that. You remember that, Tim?
What was
Taste
it?
the
The
rainbow.
Skittle
Orgasm.
commercial where the dude's like blows his load on the girl in the bed,
That's all
and it's all
Skittles.
Skittles.
The taste of rainbow.
Yeah, he's like taste the rainbow, but he's
Commercials
like,
they're not allowed to show in the U.S.
And that's the actual
Yeah.
commercial?
Yeah, it's
And he blew
hilarious.
his shit all over.
Yeah.
And
and it was a Skittle.
Skittles.
how cool would that be? Though?
I know, right? I'd be jerking off. On
Hey,
my,
I'd let somebody.
I'd jerk off on my face all the time.
I'd let a guy blow off on my fucking face if he had Skittles.
10 times.
I mean, I love fucking Skittles. But
Now, what you think?
George said Psycho equals the first toilet on film. You're right. You're
we're
right.
not talking about film. We're talking about mainstream television, though.
Yeah, George, fuck off.
Because I mean, movies. You could go to an. They had actually X ratings back in the day. You could go to an X-rated movie and see all kind of shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
We're talking about stuff that people can turn on their TV and it be on, and it's almost like they act like you didn't have a choice back then. Oh shit, it's on TV. I gotta watch it. Turn the fucking channel. You know, just like now. You know, mass media is out there. You've got fucking porn on demand. Any
Yep.
kid can get on their computer
Oh,
and,
yeah.
go and type in whatever, and have
That's
whatever
another
they
thing with the times changing is like back in the like porn, like you said, it's so instant now. Back in the day, you had to find your grandma's Finger Hut catalog and
want. Or the JCPenney catalog.
and
glue
flip
the
to
pages together.
the underwear page and rub one out.
So Ryan, you said you supposed to have a friend joining you. What's that girl that's like, Ryan, you gonna be on?
She ain't gonna join. No, she won't do
But you even told her, you was like, hey, there's gonna be a lot of F words. Just telling you.
it. Yeah, fucking tornadoes.
Yeah, fuck tornadoes.
That was hilarious.
That's what we do. One of the funny things that did come out of censorship for me that I always enjoyed is I remember like in the '90s.
Driving.
Me too.
I can remember like watching like Lethal Weapon on TBS and like Danny Glover says that's bull fucking shit in the real movie, but they changed the words to like bull flipping spit.
Yeah, yeah.
Or like Die Hard when they says yippee ki yay motherfuckers and he says yippee ki yay llama farmers. That's fucking funny to me. That's good stuff right there.
Rebecca is watching.
Rebecca Cronrath is watching. What's up, baby?
Cronrath.
The teacher.
You got a lady that supports you. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's very awesome. That's very awesome. Very lucky.
Hey, my lady joined in.
Yeah, she joined in.
You don't count.
Mine doesn't.
I don't know if she's still watching or not. But
She's probably not.
yeah.
She's beating our kids.
One more thing I want to touch on is,
Oh.
as far as censorship goes, is
Touch on and hand jobs.
Yeah, but one thing I want to... we'll get to hand jobs soon, Ryan. Relax. So, one thing I want to touch
He's
on
actually giving me one right now.
is full frontal. Like, how come a man can show full frontal in a movie? I mean, a woman can, but they don't show a man.
Because the dick's up.
No, I'd say in recent times, I've seen a lot more dicks on regular movies.
Game of Thrones.
Yeah, I mean that shows nothing but dicks.
But you know, maybe I'm going back a little bit. Maybe 10 years ago or whatever. It seems like
Yeah, you're right. No,
you
I
can't
get
show
it.
that.
I mean, they're so quick to show a titty, but you know, if you're looking to see a penis, it's not gonna happen.
Free the nipples.
Yeah.
Actually, funny thing about that, I was watching a video in the line of getting in on go-karts today.
There's kids. We're trying to get on this go-kart ride, and Brandon's watching videos. He's like, "Hey, check this out." Tell him what it was, Brandon.
Well, it was just on Facebook. It was a dude like using some other dude's ball sack as like a speed bag.
Yeah, I've seen that.
And there's like kids around waiting to get on the
But,
go-kart.
I mean, they couldn't see it. I mean,
Did they hear it?
no.
Oh, did it have
It's
any?
the Rocky
audio?
team.
All right. Well, I guess Ryan wants to talk about hand jobs, so let's talk about hand jobs. Kelsey says creep with that weirdly long nude scene. You know what that is?
Oh yeah, you're right.
Is that Creep Show you're talking about?
No. It's this movie called Creep. It's actually this guy. He's on this show. I don't know if you've ever watched. What's that show called? The League.
The League?
Yeah.
Oh, it's hilarious. It's
Yeah.
about fantasy football.
Yeah, it's about fantasy football. But there's this guy. He ventured off and did his own movies. But he did this like little horror movie, and like there's just this really long scene where he's just like she like gives him like a back rub in the tub, and he stands up and like he's just standing there like he's like, so what do you think about it?
And it's just like super long, awkward.
Yeah. His dick's just there. I just watched that like 3 days ago, so that shows you right there that there's
Jennifer Owens is watching.
there's penises out there.
Jennifer, what's up? Welcome to the True Brew podcast. So if you're just joining us,
Jared Harris.
Jared Harris is watching.
What's up, Jared Harris?
If you're just joining us, this is True Brew,
My
where the beer is cold and the truth is told. Real talk, real topics, and real guys drinking beer. We have a special guest with us, our first guest on the True Brew podcast. That's an honor. It's Mr. Ryan Moody, a friend of mine, goes way, way back, probably 15, 20 years ago-ish?
I've been with CSX for 17, so yeah.
Yeah, real close to it. Old paintball friend. Used to tear motherfuckers' ass up on the fucking paintball field.
Oh yeah, it was a good times. I
Fat
was
Boy
there.
and the Snake, I was there.
Yeah. That's a
He was
feat.
better than that piece of shit, Sonny.
I had to bypass him because he wouldn't move up.
Because he won't move up, yeah.
And we were in the middle of a damn tournament. I'm like, move up. And he wouldn't do it. And I said, well, fuck you. And I just ran and I went right past him yelling, Fat Boy and Snake.
Anyways,
So
if you're just joining in, we're about to talk about hand jobs.
and just FYI, if this podcast offend you, there's a lot of strong language, a lot of adult content. So this podcast may not be for you. If it's not, then cool. You know what I'm saying?
Sure,
But
says fuck your feelings.
Yep.
Yeah.
Fuck your feelings.
yeah, we can't help your feelings here.
Yep.
So just joining us, we have Jared Harris, which is an announcer for CCW
Yep.
Wrestling.
Yep.
Yeah.
We'll leave it at that. I know he's a little weird about talking about it, but I understand.
Hey, that's okay. Well, I understand. I know a little bit about.
He's a
the
good
wrestling.
dude. He's cool so far, man. He needs to come hang out with us.
Food chain.
Food check.
Food chain.
So, hand jobs. We're getting on to Ryan's favorite subject, hand jobs. Ryan wants to talk about hand jobs. We're gonna fucking talk about hand jobs.
Yeah, we were like, hey, dude, you want to be on a podcast? He's like, as long as we talk about hand jobs.
That's what he
You
said.
got it on there.
Yep, and
Yeah.
it's on there, so he's here.
Yeah. So, I'll start it off. I think hand jobs are overrated.
Overrated?
Overrated.
In what sense?
In the sense of back when I was younger, if that's all you could get, that's what you got. Right now, and I'm happily in a relationship with a beautiful woman, but if I was single, let's just say that if someone offered me a hand job, I'd be like, I don't know.
Dude, I'll
I'm
tell
good.
you what, I'm down for a hand job at any point. The old lady,
I'm
like
down for action.
I got I got
Yeah.
I got 2 kids, that live with me full time.
Anita, what's up, girl?
And I mean, if that's all I can get in at the time, it was a quick handy on the couch, I'll lay back, put my hands behind my head, and she'll go to jerking.
I
I mean, it's whatever.
Think
Ain't
about
that
it.
right, babe?
You can get a hand job anywhere, pretty much
You
nowadays.
can get a dick suck anywhere.
Yeah, I mean, but
But yeah, I guess you could get a hand job. Like we could ride.
I mean, we
Me and you could ride to Walmart right now
You
and in the
could ha-
parking lot and I could jerk you off
Yeah, like-
instantly.
No, we're talking about heterosexual hand jobs. We're not
Well,
talking
there's
about.
We're talking about
hobos on the
hand
side of the
jobs.
road
Just
that
hand
do
jobs,
anything for
period.
$1.
What?
Yeah.
just hand jobs, period. I mean,
I don't know. Maybe it comes with age, but I'm like,
Well,
now,
of course. I mean, when you're young, you know how much you go to. I mean, of course, when you're young and you go to the movie theater, you're in hopes of a hand job. It's dark.
if
You got
it's
your-
a first date,
You got your Tommy Hilfiger sweater over your lap there, and you know
if it's a first date, yeah, maybe.
the first date. What kind of fucking pimp are you that you're gonna like?
But see, that's another thing. That kind of makes me think about this thought.
Because you could, let me tell you something. Back in my day, if you said to the girl on the second date, like, "Look, we can go to the movies tonight, but you're gonna suck this dick," you think
You
that's
got
gonna
Netflix
go?
and
Well, no,
chill
we're talking about two different
Yeah.
things: hand jobs versus a blow job. There's two.
But,
That's,
but you're saying, well, first date it's okay, but at the second date, it's blowjob and beyond.
no, I didn't
or-
say second date. I'm not putting a thing on it, but
I mean, nowadays any girl is gonna be a smash on the first date.
Yeah.
Nowadays,
comment there.
you getting it.
oh yeah.
You're getting in it. You know, first date.
I just think that okay, that kind of makes me think about this thought.
Those oranges any good?
If you go out, let's go back 10 years ago. If you go out with a girl for the first time, first date and everything, and she doesn't have sex with you, but she offers to give you a hand job, is that a bad thing?
That's fantastic.
Is it fantastic in the fact that you would go out with her again? She give me a hand job on the first date? Or would you think, ooh, how many hand jobs have she given on the first date for other guys?
Well, that's when you don't go on a date with her again. You pretty much know that you could probably just get her back to your house for either more handies or some sucking fuck.
I
How
mean-
many handies can you get?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I think one
I
handy and you're
wouldn't.
done.
I
I
wouldn't
mean,
want multiple.
Well, if you're talking
handies.
about 10 years ago and I was single or whatever, you know, and I got a girl who's on call for a hand job, hell yeah, let's go.
Oh
I
God.
don't know, man. Yeah, I mean, do you have a girl that you can just call up when you scroll through your phone? It's like jobs, hand jobs.
There's handy mandy, you
You
know.
got to categorize as hand jobs in your phone.
I mean, if that's the case.
I don't know.
So if you had a girl that you knew give you a hand job at the drop of a hat,
And I was single.
and you were single, you wouldn't be you would piss you off. You'd be like, it ain't worth all that. I can jerk
Maybe the
myself off.
first time, but after that, it'd be like, eh.
A hand job is like a gateway drug, dog.
That's a good fucking point. The gateway drug. That's yes.
A gateway job.
That's a good point. But I don't know how I would feel. It's almost okay. But so you go back 30 years ago, and a girl kissed you on the first date. It's like, ooh, that girl's easy. She kissed you on the first date. But nowadays, it's almost
If she don't smash, there's something wrong.
Yeah.
the hand job is the 21st century kiss on the first date. Would you agree? It's almost acceptable.
Oh, I don't agree.
Man, I got girls. I don't want to talk about this no more.
Are they watching, Ryan?
No.
Then you're a bad, shitty dad if they're watching this.
Yeah.
Hey, watch it. Dad's going to be on the podcast. They
Dad-
talk about pussy and dick and everything.
Dad
It'd be
finally
great.
made it.
Oh, my God. All right. Dutch rudders. So anybody doesn't know what a Dutch rudder is?
Explain it to
No,
me.
you explain it. No,
All right.
you know what? Stop. Brandon, you explain it.
You want me to explain it?
Yep.
I don't think
Explain
you
Why
it
don't
to
we
me.
have Ryan explain it since he hasn't been talking as much?
But I don't know what one is. You got to explain it to me.
You do know what one is.
I ain't got a clue.
All
You
right.
have no idea what a Dutch rudder
No,
is?
I have no clue.
Really?
Oh, man,
For
this would be
real?
good for you. This
Hold
might
on,
actually
hold
change
on,
your
hold
life.
on. I want to do. I actually had
You
this
want me to watch the
conversation.
video?
I had a guy give me a great explanation.
He had a guy give him a Dutch rudder one
yeah,
time.
great explanation.
Are
No,
you-
I don't have him in my fucking phone. I was gonna call him.
Oh, yeah, that'd be great.
I was gonna call Brad Bullard and have him.
Well, I got
Isn't that the
Brad.
Verizon guy?
What's up,
Yeah.
Cody?
I know Brad.
Thanks for tuning in. That's my son-in-law, Cody.
You got Brad's phone number? Somebody got Brad's phone number?
And let me see. Brad.
Brad Bullard, if you're not
Bullard.
watching, which we know you're not,
Let's see. Contacts.
we're gonna call you and have you explain a Dutch rudder.
Brad.
I could have Android explain it.
Oh, she knows, but you don't. Yeah.
Have you ever had her explain what an angry dragon is? It's hilarious.
You'll have to explain that one to me. All right, we're getting Brad Bullet on the line. It's ringing.
I feel like I'm on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
Yeah. Calling our lifeline.
Ring-a-dingy, 2 ring-a-dingies. 3 ring-a-dingies.
Come on, Brad, pick up.
Hey Google, what is an angry dragon?
Okay, here is what I found on the web.
Oh, I won't tell you.
He's not answering.
He's not going to answer.
Tim the Gooch, how are you?
Hey, Brad, you're live on the True Brew podcast. Is that okay?
Hey, man, yeah, absolutely.
Okay, we need your help. We seen you weren't tuning in and watching, you piece of shit, so you're going to answer this question for us.
Oh, well.
We we have a guy here, Mr. Ryan Moody, doesn't know what a Dutch rudder. Can you explain that to him?
So, a Dutch rudder, in the Christian terms, is when a man and another man love each other.
No.
One of the men holds tightly onto the penis of the other man, while the other man holds onto the penis of the other man. So it's basically you're holding on to each other's wedding tackle, and then you grab the other man's hand while looking deeply into his eyes, and you slowly move it back and forth as not to be a gay. Because there's nothing homosexual about that, because, you know.
So basically, you're touching his dick. Or no. He's touching your dick. You're touching his dick. Is that right?
Right, yeah.
And if
We're not moving.
No. Wait. I think you're wrong here. I think you grab your dick. He grabs your arm.
I think so, yes.
Is that right?
Oh, I've been doing it wrong the whole time.
wow.
There's-
Okay, well let me help you out. I think you grab your own dick and he grabs your arm and works your arm.
Yeah, you ain't never seen Zach and Miri make a porno?
I mean, I'm just saying, like, since I was 7, my uncle has explained this to me in a completely different way. So I guess family reunions are going to be a little more awkward now.
Oh, okay. Well, thanks for helping out. Hope we didn't disturb you.
No, man, I'm just driving on the interstate.
Okay, well, live dangerously and watch the True Brew podcast while you drive.
I might do that.
Drink a beer too. Stop and get some beer.
I already got some.
Okay, well, drink up and watch the True Brew podcast. Thank you, Brad.
Hey, man, no problem.
All
Y'all
right,
have
Brad.
fun.
Bye,
Later.
Brad.
Bye, Brad.
Well, that was interesting.
That was nice. that went weird.
He's like, well, I guess I've been doing it wrong all these years. Well, I guess you have. Brandon, can I have a beer?
Yeah, let's get some beers over here.
Brian, do you
All
need a
we
beer?
got is Ultra and one High Life.
Oh, give me that High Life. I ain't drinking that pussy Ultra.
All right. So, I think Brad was a little wrong. I think he was off just a little bit. From my internet research I just did, a Dutch rudder is where you grab your dick.
Yeah. And like I grab you like this, and I
you work
work
my
it,
arm.
and I work it like that. And
Gotcha.
then if I and then you grab my arm,
And then
yeah, you got to put your
That's
gun
so
on
fucking
your,
awkward.
You got to put it on your dick.
Okay.
and we're doing it. Yeah.
that's a little awkward, man. I don't know, bro.
Maybe because you're our brother.
Hey George,
No.
you ever done that?
Carl Huff just joined us.
Carl Huff, what's up, man?
What up, nigga?
Well.
We just lost a few viewers.
Yep, sorry. We mean that in the
I
most
said-
non-white
I-
supremacist way.
I said it with an A, not with an ER.
I say it like that too.
Yeah.
I just try not to say it.
So back to
It's not racist.
hand jobs. Are they better than nothing?
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's like, hey, I won't sleep with you, but I'll give you a handy. You're like, okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
fuck it.
How many dates have you been on where it's ended in nothing?
A lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
At least
Now,
you
would
can
you
say
would
you got.
you would rather had a hand job?
Oh, Jerky Bob.
I would.
I want to talk about something else.
Okay.
Hand job's
You
better
guys
than
got
nothing.
any names for a hand job?
Handy.
You know what me and Kelsey call it? A good old fashioned.
A hand
True
job?
story.
The good
Good
old
old fashioned.
A hand job.
I'll be like, babe, let's fuck tonight. She was like, but I gave you an old fashioned earlier.
An old fashioned, like it's a drink.
Jordan Bossman, it says,
Like if I went
Rick,
to a bar
explain
right
your
now
favorite
and I
donkey.
ordered an old fashioned, I'd get a fucking weird look. Hey, Brad, thanks. Thanks for helping us out with that Dutch rudder bullshit.
Jordan said, Rick, explain your favorite. Docking. Okay, docking is where, which I don't get this. It's where two men, they take their penis,
Yep.
and one's flaccid and one's hard, and you put your penis inside the flaccid penis and pull the skin over it and jerk yourself off with his foreskin.
Where's that pen
So, do you...
But if I'm gay and I'm putting my dick to another man's dick, I'm gonna have a boner too.
Yeah.
There's
For real.
somebody's not gonna. I mean, both
It's a
people.
Picasso, man.
Both,
So, if you...
you got two dicks here, right?
Okay, explain that.
You got two dicks. Okay, one of them's supposed to be flaccid, not hard at all. It's just supposed to be foreskin, you know? You take the foreskin and you wrap it over this penis, and then you jerk it off. And you jerk this penis off into your penis.
What if you don't have any foreskin?
I mean,
Yeah.
Then what?
I mean, there's kids out there who don't have ears.
So what
you
do
know?
they
I
do?
mean,
We don't have a meal tonight.
Do they... do they ant eat?
So there's kids in Africa
What
who...
the fuck are you talking about?
Ant eat, like, you know, like an uncircumcised penis looks like a fucking anteater.
Yeah.
You never seen a fucking...
heard that.
And he said uncircumcised dicks look like an anteater.
Train of thought.
And there's beer.
Hand jobs.
Yeah, I know we're on hand jobs,
Now we're
but
I think that's enough hand job talk.
I don't know. Hand job's a broad subject.
Hand jobs are pretty good.
Anybody, Brad, if you got any questions, Prudy, if you got any questions, Rebecca,
I know this is off the
Jimmy Sin.
this is off the subject of hand jobs, but you ever heard of felching?
Actually, I have, and let me tell you how I heard about it. This job that I had, just randomly talk about it. Say, yeah, you never know what you ever felch before? And I was overhearing their conversation. I'm like, felching? What the fuck is felching? And it's, if I remember right, it's where you come in another guy's ass and then suck it out.
Suck it out with a straw.
That's
or
fucking
something.
disgusting.
Yeah,
That's fucking disgusting.
felching.
What the fuck have you done it, Ricky?
I got one last thing about a hand job.
Okay.
The best thing about it, you can make it as tight as you want. You can make it as loose as you want.
You're
If
right.
you really want to feel like a man, you can put your thumb up.
yeah, we're interrupted at the moment. It just stopped.
Also, it didn't disconnect. It'll come
No.
back.
Yeah, it'll come back. Lost connection with me though.
It's right there.
I don't know. All right. I think we're back.
Are we back?
All right, guys. Sorry we had a little technical difficulty there. I believe we're back.
Let's see here.
Give us a comment if we're back. Anybody, comment. Tell
Comment
us we're
right
back.
now.
You comment. I don't see any
No
comments. Oh, we got a
Thumbs up.
like.
All right.
We got a
2
bunch of
likes.
likes. I think we're back.
Yep, keep liking.
Like
the
that shit
out
up.
of it.
Yeah. It's a
think we-
fucking like fest.
She
Fucking
says we're back.
We're back.
Like the fuck out of
thanks, Cronrath.
Thanks, Teach. We're back. Okay, good.
Up your nose with a rubber hose.
Oh, one more. Talking about hand jobs. I got one more thing. And this is going way back when I was single. I never went on a date with this girl, but of course a thought crossed my mind. I think I maybe text on the dating site, maybe a message back and forth. That's it. But she was in a real bad wreck and had a robot arm. This is a true story. I swear to
Terminator.
God.
That would have been great.
The Jerkinator.
She had a robot arm. Now, how do you feel if your girlfriend was in a bad wreck and all she had was robot arms? Would you get a handy from your girlfriend? Because she's going to do it with tender, loving care.
You can't sleep on the handicap.
okay. I'm gonna go a little bit deeper here. If she's got robot arms, she's gonna feel vulnerable because she's not like the rest of us anymore. So she's probably gonna take it in the ass from now on. If she wants to feel normal.
Where'd you go from a hand job? I can't give you a hand because of my robot arms.
Oh,
But
no. So just
you can stick it in my
fucking-
ass.
Punish me! I have robot arms. I'm not normal.
I'm not worthy.
I'm
of,
sorry for anybody who has robot arms.
Fuck it.
Yeah, I need a title card that says
Apparently
if you
you
have
take it
robot
in the
arms.
ass a lot.
Didn't mean to offend you.
My a supervisor of mine.
Okay.
He's got one arm, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And he's actually talked to me about getting a robot arm before.
Does he give guys handy?
I believe he does, because sometimes when he comes into work and like he looks rough from the night before, I tell him sometimes like, dude, you look like you just pulled in from the gay bar. And yeah, so he's gonna get a robot
But
arm.
Back to my question.
Go for it.
Dry or have some sort of lubrication?
Lubrication.
Dry.
Dry.
No.
I like dry.
Yeah, dry.
Now, see, I would feel comfortable myself doing it dry because and that's another thing.
That's true. That's true.
Like-
That's what I'm saying. By myself, dry.
By
Oh,
myself,
yeah.
Dry, yes.
Well, I don't know.
What do they call that? Like that lubricate? Sex lube?
I don't
Oh,
know.
like Astroglide,
Did I just say sex
KY?
lube?
KY. Yeah.
Sex lube?
Sex lube?
Would you use the warming sex lube?
I mean, depends.
I want to tell you about that warming shit. If you leave it in the car too long, it'll separate,
Oh,
and it's like pouring alcohol right on your junk.
Oh,
that feels good to me.
I actually thought about buying
No, they
some
don't.
for me and
Oh.
Kelsey. I just bought us a new a dildo with a rabbit on it.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yep.
and that bitch it's got this
It tickles your
mode.
balls.
It's got this mode where it sounds like a fucking sprinkler. It's like dun 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 dun. I'm like thinking like fucking Slayer's about to come
Oh, it's
on.
got modes.
But I got it going on at her, and she's screaming. This thing's going dun 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 dun. I'm at a fucking concert right there in front of her pussy.
Best show on earth.
Yeah. Anyhow, all right. Now this last topic, well, it's not our last topic. We actually have another special segment we'll get to, but let's move on to the misunderstood movies on an island. Now I thought it was movies that were like that were on like the whole premise of the movie was on an island.
Well, get this. You're very passionate about movies and film.
I am.
You should be able to segue into this anyways.
Yeah. Can I throw my two out that I already?
He thought we were talking about movies that were set on an island. I meant movies that you would take to an island. Like if you were stuck on an island, you only had 2 movies that you could watch, 2 or 3 movies you could watch for the rest of your life. What would they be and why?
And so I misunderstood. I just picked 2 movies that I thought were on an island. So I picked Lord of the Flies, which is a good movie.
Yeah.
I couldn't name one fucking person that stars in that movie. And you said the same thing, Ryan. You
Oh
couldn't.
yeah, it was a great movie, but shit, I don't know who's in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But awesome movie. If you hold matter of fact, I think I made a Lord of the Flies reference when I went on vacation last week. We went down to St. Croix and I had a conch that we found or whatever. And I'm like,
Did
I'll hold
Brown
the
win
conch, so I get I get the talk. Whoever hold the conch. But when Piggy got blasted in the fucking head with that rock,
Right?
that was awesome.
Oh, yeah.
So that and The Beach with Leonardo DiCaprio because I'm a big Leo
That's a little
fan.
weird, man. I don't know.
And like I said earlier, I think that is because me getting older, I'm looking for that adventure. You know what I mean? Like I want to rent have a van and live down by the river. You know, I don't
So you're going through a midlife crisis.
yeah.
I
So-
think I'd take The Crow and Remember the Titans.
That's
As
a
your
good
favorite
movie.
movies, like
That's
that
my
you would
favorite
watch.
movies, yes.
I like
That's pretty
Step
good.
Brothers. I mean, that's one of my favorite movies.
Carl Huff just said Goonies and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Like the first one, Carl, like the original, like really one that got really fucking sad and deep and depressing there.
That's a good topic. We don't get off on a tangent of this, but I just want to hear your quick
Never
thoughts
mind,
on this.
Happy Days, Dallas.
Can they make a Goonies 2? If they did, would you watch it?
Fuck yeah, I'd watch it, and I believe they could. And they've actually talked about it.
He says they're original.
They've talked about, everyone send in your 2 movies that you can watch like for the rest of your life.
Cody says Scream and Dazed and Confused.
Actually, I have
wow.
Dazed Confused
Dazed and Confused.
down on my paper as well.
Mr. Cody Mixon, you get a props fan from Days Confused. That's an awesome movie. It's great coming of age.
I love, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I love Dazed and Confused. It's coming of age. It's just a good time, man. Like the
That is a
whole
good
movie,
movie.
you want to be there. You're like, I want to do this shit.
And see, that kind of tops what I'm talking about, that adventure, And
Yeah.
you've always said for a long time, you wish you could go back and hang out with me and Jesse and
Yeah.
all the boys and do whatever.
Yeah, because I've heard Tim's stories about when he grew up in the '80s and the things they were doing, and it's because times were simpler when people had to get out and do something. Yeah,
Check this out. So, Katie, my daughter Katie doesn't have a Facebook. Facebook. So, Cody just sent it for her. It was me, Dad. She's the one that said Days Confused.
of course she did.
Awesome.
Of
You
course she
raised your
did.
kid right.
Oh yeah.
You know how you have a cool kid? Let me tell you how cool my fucking daughter is. This is how you know you have a cool, and it's grown up around movies in her entire life. And her dad's done nothing but make short films, and she's always been in front of the camera, this and that. Is when she tells me, Dad, did you see the new fucking Red Dawn? And I was like, yeah, I think so. She said, it was good, but nothing like the original. I'm like,
Wow.
yes! That's
Oh yeah.
that's my kid right
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
The thing I love about my daughter, well, at least Lydia. I love all my kids, but Lydia's she's gotten into Friday the 13th movies lately. She's 5 years old. Loves Jason. Asked me to buy her a Jason plushie, which I did. She's got a stuffed Jason that she carries around with her.
That is amazing.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
yeah,
Father of the Year.
yeah.
That's pretty cool.
But yeah, Days Confused, great movie. The soundtrack to it, it's fucking fantastic.
Yeah, especially if you like 70s music.
Yeah.
Yeah,
awesome.
the soundtrack's fucking amazing. The good times, the actors in it. It's got Ben Affleck in it. It was one of his first roles, man. I mean,
Yeah.
Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah.
Matthew
Oh, I
McConaughey.
love
Come
Matthew
on,
McConaughey.
all right.
And actually, that's where that started. That his all right,
Of
his
course.
trade thing, whatever. That's where that started. I think Linklater was the
Richard
director.
Linklater.
Yeah, was the director,
Was
and
the
he was
director.
like, "I need you to do this next scene. We're in the whatever," and he's like, "All right." He said this, and that. All right, and then it was something like that.
Yep.
It was close to that. So, Brandon, what are your two favorite? If you could only have two movies the rest of your life on a deserted island, what would they be?
Probably Step Brothers and Beetlejuice.
I have to agree on Beetlejuice with you.
Beetlejuice is
Beetlejuice
pretty
is a good time. Beetlejuice has a lot going on in it. You know?
Yeah. Every time, this is my downfall, and Rebecca can testify to this.
Testify.
If I'm clicking through whatever and I come across Beetlejuice, Goonies, or anything like that, even though I've seen it a million times, I gotta stop on it.
Yeah.
I always gotta stop on Beetlejuice or whatever.
That'll segue into something that happens for me, and it's one of my favorite movies. It's one of my movies that I would take to an island and I could watch over and over. But every time it comes on TV, I'll stop and watch it wherever it's at, and that's Goodfellas.
That is
Goodfellas or
Goodfellas is
or The Departed or
Goodfellas is fantastic to me because again, it's got a great soundtrack. It's a true story. The time, the periods, it was just so cool. Like the 50s and the 60s, man. It was chill and cool and laid back, and
Rebecca says she would second the Goonies and maybe The Sound of Music. Don't judge me though.
You've been judged.
Yeah,
I've never seen The Sound of Music.
me neither.
And
You
she'll,
like musicals?
I know there's
I like
Nazis.
musicals.
I know there's Nazis in
and
it.
she'll probably make me watch it as soon as we leave here. It's like we went and seen the new Mary Poppins not during Christmas time.
Oh, that's fucking
We just
yeah.
watched
And I hit her with it as we walked out. I was like, I've never seen the original. What? What? You've never seen the?
Another movie
Christmas
I like
Story.
is The Big Lebowski.
Yes.
Yeah,
I
Big
like
Lebowski
that
And
is
now they're
awesome.
hinting around that there's going to be another one.
Yeah, he did a
Okay.
Super Bowl commercial.
Yeah, where they asked for Stella Artois, and he's like, "Give me a Stella Artois," or whatever they
Deadpool
say.
come about Super Bowl commercial.
Carl Huff says Christmas Story.
I was never a Christmas Story fan.
I've watched it
ever.
one time, kind of in and out of it. I never
You want
watched
to talk
the
about one of the greatest Christmas movies ever? Christmas Vacation. Am I right?
whole thing. Yep.
Yeah,
That's one of my
that's
favorite
a
movies of
good
all
movie.
time in
Die
general.
Hard.
I like all the vacation
What'd you
movies,
say?
to be honest
Die
with
Hard.
Die Hard. Ryan says Die Hard. I like
It's
Die Hard.
recently been really nodded to as a
Oh!
Christmas movie.
Speaking of Die Hard, it kind of segues. I think Bruce Willis is an awesome actor. On the plane back from St. Croix last night, I downloaded a couple movies on my iPad. The new
Death Wish?
Death Wish.
It was badass, right?
I liked it until we got to the point where they started doing the music where he was like, you know what I'm talking about? He started doing the gun stuff. I thought that was a little too much.
Yeah.
Like he turned into an instant badass because he went into an alleyway and shot a sign 2 or 3 nights in a row, and now he's just badass.
You know what I watched that I thought was really good? Creed 2.
I watched it the other night.
I watched the
It was
original
alright.
Creed the other night.
Creed 2, it was so good because
Too much of a love story.
yeah, it was really sad. Like it was sad, and like you feel sad for Rocky because he hasn't talked to his son. You even feel sad for Ivan Drago and his son, you know, because like they were like pushed out of Russia because
He lost.
Drago lost, you know, and they're shit now, you know. You know, so you want him to win, but you don't want him to win because it's Creed's movie. It's not called Drago.
Right.
That's right.
But
So Carl Huff said you're fired, Ricky, and watch The Dirt.
Oh, Netflix.
Motley Crue.
Yeah.
I watched it
the
Yeah,
other night.
yeah. We were actually, me and Rebecca were scrolling through. We have Sling. We're slingers, by the way. And we were,
Hot.
I'm Cody.
and it was on Netflix. It wasn't on Sling. It was on Netflix. And she was like, I heard that was good. And then I got on and started talking about, which I hate that the movie business does this. Whenever they a movie comes out about a documentary about a band like Queen, you know, Bohemian Rhapsody, whatever, then they start popping up. Boom, boom, boom. You got Elton John's coming out.
Yeah, Elton John. Yeah.
You got
Speaking of Elton John, you know what Paramount's trying to do? They want them to cut all the gay stuff. You can't have an Elton John movie without the gay stuff.
who wants them to do that?
Paramount.
I still hadn't seen the Queen movie.
Oh, it's awesome.
I've got it at the house.
It's
just
pretty
haven't watched
badass.
Have you been to the RPX in Gainesville?
it.
No, Jesus.
If
fuck.
you go there, you'll never go to another theater again.
Okay.
That's all I'm going to say. I'll leave that alone. All right, so we're coming close to
John
the
Wick.
end. We have a new segment. If you're just joining us, this is True Brew, a podcast where we... Oh, yeah, beer, please. The beer is cold, the truth is told. Real talk, real topics, and real guys drinking beer. Speaking of, yeah.
You got the pussy beer.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm drinking a pussy bear.
Oh, well, I don't need another one, but I'll take one.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I only do one and try.
So,
Alright.
if you're offended by strong language or adult content, maybe this podcast is not for you. I want to
I carry a federal license.
You can always follow us on Periscope at True Brew, YouTube at True Brew, Instagram, the True Brew Podcast, Twitter at True Brew, or if you want to listen to us after the show and you like just audio podcasts, go to podbean.com, True
That's
Brew
Davey.
Podcast.
That pussy ass Davey. He's
Yeah.
gonna listen to this tomorrow at work and all, in front of all his friends when he's welding trailers. He's gonna hear that he's a big fucking pussy.
That's podbean.com, True Brew Podcast. If you like audio only podcasts, go
I
check
do
it
want
out.
to say something since we touched on music a little bit.
Okay.
Since there's people watching, Nirvana, the most overrated band in history. They suck. My opinion.
You're wrong. You're wrong.
You said Nirvana?
Yes.
You're
hate
wrong.
I never liked Nirvana.
Overrated, yes. They don't suck.
I hated Nirvana.
They did some decent stuff.
I never liked
He
anything
wasn't-
after In Utero.
He wasn't some musical genius, and I think that if he would have never died, they wouldn't have gotten the following that they did. I think like Pearl Jam. Like Tim
Pearl
took me to
Jam
my
were
first
the-
concert, and it was a Pearl Jam show.
They were the
And
pioneers of grunge.
I feel like if Eddie Vedder died when Kurt Cobain did, then they would have been this huge thing. But yeah, I think it's all because he died. Do I think they suck? No.
I do.
Do I think? I mean, did they fill a lot of my teenage, soundtrack? Of course they did.
On 2 good songs. Heart-Shaped Box and Teen Spirit.
15 good songs, man. You don't know.
I don't know.
In Utero.
For me,
great
it's
me.
because there's transitions in music over time, and I think to me, when Nirvana came out, that was to me. I might be wrong. If I'm wrong, let me know. But that was when they transitioned into the grunge.
Let me tell you guys something. I'm a musician. I've played music almost my whole life. Nirvana was a punk band. Grunge wasn't a. Grunge
That's
was
right.
a name the media put out there. All those bands were punk bands.
Yep.
And I don't know. Nirvana, Pearl Jam, all those bands, basically punk bands that were brought into a studio, doing their sound that they've done for years, and polished a whole lot, and that's what we heard.
I don't know. I just think grunge equals dirty. It was just that to me that was that transition.
They brought the damn bell bottoms back.
I wore Jinkos.
All right, so we have a new segment that hopefully we'll carry on with. It's called Topics from a Hat. Now, as you see, we have a hat on the table. Now, these topics, I have no one here knows what they are, and you may not believe me, but we have a bunch of different topics. They're all written and sealed. I asked for that personally. Rebecca, just wrote up a bunch of topics and collected people's ideas and whatnot, and wrote them on a piece of Post-it note, sealed them, and they're in the hat. So we're gonna let Ryan choose a topic. Whatever he chooses, we're gonna talk about.
Just one.
Just one.
No.
Yeah, let's take them all.
In the middle.
All right. So what we got?
Please be penis. Please.
What would be the absolute worst name you could give your child?
That's a good one.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty
Yeah.
good.
Oh, we went through a lot of names trying to name the twins.
Yeah, because you gotta figure out that what doesn't rhyme with, you know what I mean? Because I know how cruel fucking kids were, and so when I picked out,
you told me about it.
yeah, when I picked out my kids' names, I had to go. Let's see, Katie, don't rhyme nothing, or Kelsey, don't. No, it's
Try
good.
having the last name Moody. You're fucked.
Yeah.
Hey, growing up with the last name Gibbons, I used to have this guy, Daniel Baumgartner, who sometimes watches our show. He used to always say, "Hey, you going to be Gibbons me some head later?" Yeah.
Yeah, I got that all the time growing up.
Given head,
Get
Moody booty,
Yep.
yeah, whatever. But it's the first. I mean, yeah, you're stuck with your last name, but the first name you can choose. You gotta be careful. You know what I mean? Like I went to school with this little girl. Her first name was Janina. You know where I'm going with that one?
Janina.
Janina vagina.
Let me get some of that Janina.
You know what I mean? And so,
Ooh, girl, your Janina stinks.
did you pick out your kids' names, Brandon, or did
I
Ray?
did. I did.
You did? Did you give that consideration?
I did.
Yeah, I did. I thought about it. When I chose my first daughter's name, I was half asleep.
Okay, and you just went, give me name that.
I was like half asleep, and I literally said, I want her name to be Chloe.
Toyota Kawasaki.
And that's how she got her
Carl
name. Chloe.
Huff said the worst name, Ricky.
Fuck you, Carl. I know where you work.
Carl.
I'm coming there.
Carl.
You guys sell two things.
Carl died.
I tried to name one of the twins Xena, but wife wasn't going for it.
Yeah. Lydia's name was almost Azrael from the comic book.
From the Smurfs?
No,
Oh.
it's from the comic book.
I tried to name Zane Atreyu, but
Oh,
from
Ricky had a
Snake
cat
Story.
named Atreyu. Didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it was named after the band.
Yeah, but so your daughter has a unique middle name.
Both of them do.
Yeah, they both do.
Lydia Zorel. Her middle name is Zorel, which is Supergirl's real name.
Yeah.
And then Evelyn's middle name is Siren, which a siren is like the.
Now I gotta ask you, when you picked Evelyn's name, the spelling, did you pick that on purpose?
Oh yeah.
The evil part?
Yeah, we spell my daughter's name Evillynn,
It's awesome.
like Evelyn.
What if she becomes evil?
Hey, whatever.
What if she chops you up in the middle of the night?
That's fine with me.
You're cool with that?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay.
I mean, it went out cool.
I feel like our daughters are gonna have a hard time in school with the names if they're in the same class.
Adeline and Evelyn.
And they're both their last names are both Givens.
Why? Because their names sound similar?
Yeah, they're similar.
I got a Chloe and Zoe,
I
and they're identical twins.
have a Chloe.
Okay.
But I mean, we're off topic. I mean, what's the worst name you could give your
Yeah.
kid?
Yeah,
Well, of course
never
you're-
even said
But
that.
I think like cuss words are out. So obviously you're not going to name your kid Bitch Givens or
No.
Fuckface Moody or.
I say
Well, there was, whenever an ex-wife of mine worked at this
He
pharmacy.
says an ex-wife of mine like he's got 8 of them.
Yeah, worked at this pharmacy. She had this lady come in, and her twins were named Orangelo and Lamangelo. Because, like lemon jello and orange jello, because she liked lemon jello and orange jello when she was pregnant in the hospital. And she had twins, Lamangelo and Orangelo.
Wow.
And then she had one come in that was Shahid, Shit, H-E-A-D.
Shithead.
Shithead. Fucking shithead all day long.
Shatheed.
Shatheed.
I don't understand that. I mean, you have to have some.
I think the worst name you could probably give your kid in these days is either something racist or like what would be a racist name
I call everybody Whitey.
like Jobu or something like that.
Oh man, somebody's hitting angry things. Why?
We got angry hits.
Oh no, those are likes.
We got no, yeah.
But you're getting angry, aren't you?
No.
Nope. But yeah, I think either racist or feminist, like because feminine's like a big thing right now. Feminism, whatever.
I say Nevaeh.
Nevaeh.
Like if it's a girl, because everybody names their kid Nevaeh.
I've never heard the name. I thought it was pretty cool.
It's heaven backwards.
It's heaven backwards. But that's and
I learned
everybody's.
something.
Charles Brush's daughter's name's Nevaeh.
See,
Learn what a Dutch rudder was.
you learn what-
Yeah.
Learn heaven spelled backwards. All right, I'm learning shit.
Well, it looks like we're about out of time. This concludes the episode 3 of the True Brew podcast. If you're just joining in, this is True Brew Podcast. Sorry you missed us, but you can always catch us on YouTube at True Brew Podcast. Let me throw this graphic up here.
Woo! Graphics.
Periscope at True Brew, YouTube True Brew, Instagram the True Brew Podcast, Twitter True Brew, or you catch us or audio only after the show on podbean.com at True Brew Podcast.
You do that so well.
I wasn't even on. Am I back on?
You are on.
I want to suck this mic off.
All right, guys. Well, take it easy. Ryan, thanks for joining us.
I didn't talk very much. Yeah, I enjoyed listening to y'all talk.
Yeah. So
Oh,
it was a good time.
We have a good
But we'll
time.
see
maybe
on
next
the.
time you can give us all Dutch rudders.
Let me check my
Yeah.
calendar here.
Or tell us hobo stuff.
Yeah. You have any hobo stories you want to talk about before you leave?
Man, I was in Newberry one time.
We were leaving, but there's a new hobo story.
Yeah, we were coming out of town to Newberry. We were only 10 mile an hour because you got to go around looking out for other trains in case there's something in front of you. We're coming over this crossing, and the engineer's like, "What is that?" I said, "It's a bicycle. It's next to a railroad crossing." Well, on the other side of the crossing was a Mexican just sleeping, holding on to the rail. We went over his fingers and took them right off.
Fantastic.
And I'm looking out the window. I can't find him. We went right past him with our locomotive. Well, he stood up in between the locomotives looking around the steps at me. I said, that joker's looking at me. You think I should go see what's up with him? Well, I took the air hose with me. It's about a 2 foot long piece of rubber hose with a big old piece of steel at the end of it. Went back there, dude's fingers was just gone. Just saying, no policia, medical.
Nice.
Yeah, we took his fingers off.
Sweet.
He
Great
was drunk as
story.
hell.
That's all for us here at True Brew.
See you guys
have a
next
wonderful
week.
evening.
Yeah, see you next on the 31st. Time to be announced. We'll let you know when that's going to be. So, yeah, peace out.
Yeah, that dude was fucked up.
That's awesome.
That's pretty cool.